This video is gonna be so long and so weird, and I so appreciate the 3 of you that watched it to the end. No, I'm actually asking, has anyone burned a property because of me? Because if I've been, I think I must be at like 300 videos now on YouTube or close to it. A lot of those covered the BRRRR investing strategy, and I fear that no one's taking action on my shit, man. I mean, what is the point, guys? If you guys could just jump in the comment section and tell me the meaning of life, the universe, and everything, that'd be so helpful. I could just really use that information right now. So just jump in the comment section and share with me, what is the answer? I haven't even started to compress it, and he's already crushed it. And what ends up happening is you stack up so many half-assed successes that they combine into a major success, because 1 or 2 things will pop off and the rest are still, how do you be an adult? One thing I'd like you to take away from this video, if you're only going to take one thing away, is understand that this guy knows next to nothing. This is Jon Snow. I know nothing right now. If they're not doing all of life better than me, they're definitely doing life a lot better, at least in a couple silos, than I am. I know what you guys are thinking. Hey Matt, it's been a really long time since you complained to us about all your first world problems and about how awesome your life is and about how you were able to quit your job early and now you don't know what to do with your time. Yeah, me too. It's been too long since I just complained point blank to you guys. So if you guys are new to my channel, this is probably not the best introductory video to watch, so please watch anything else on my channel and it'll probably be far more productive for you. However, there's been kind of a reoccurring series on my channel called The Dark Side of Financial Independence, and like I kind of hinted at the top of the show, it's literally just me complaining to you guys about my first world problems. So let's just establish some ground rules before I get into it. Yes, every single one of my problems is a first world problem, but those are literally the only problems that I deal with on the day-to-day. And I think that as humans, we do hedonistically adapt very well to whatever our conditions or surroundings are. And seeing how all I know is the first world, that's all I have for problems. So I hope you guys understand it. I hope you realize I'm not begging for your sympathy or anything. This is really just about having as close to an honest conversation as a person can with a camera while realizing that people will eventually consume it. So far, you guys have made me not regret doing these videos, so that's why I'm doing the 3rd one. So yeah, anyways, let's just get into it. Well, that's kind of the thing, guys, is it feels like there's a lot going on and there's also nothing going on at the same time, and I have such a hard time determining these days about whether I'm one of the busiest people in the world or I'm one of the laziest people in the world, or whether it's some weird combination of both. I actually think it's the latter. But regardless, I guess you guys have probably been noticing my frequency of uploading videos to YouTube has decreased. That's not necessarily unusual for my channel. I seem to go in sprints and spurts, and this is one of those spurts. So I recently sprinted and was posting a video a day for like 6 weeks, and then I fell off the wagon and I just haven't got back up again. And I don't even have a really good reason for it. It's a weird quirk I've noticed in my personality that I love throwing myself into a project at the outset, but I hate maintaining it. I guess partly what I'm struggling with on my YouTube channel these days is I've been doing this now for like 1.5 years, which is amazing, and I appreciate every single one of you that have been along for me, whether it's from day 1 or day 101 or day 501 or whatever we'd be on now. There's a lot of people that give me amazing feedback in my comments section. They hit me up on my DMs, and it means the world to me, but no one's actually like showed me how I've impacted their lives. There hasn't been a single person that's reached out to me and said, hey Matt, because of you, because of your YouTube channel, because you waste all this time on camera, my life is better because of you now. I've downsized my lifestyle. I've increased my savings rate. I bought my first income property. I'm house hacking and got control of my personal finances. None of that has ever happened. So despite the positive feedback loop you guys have been giving me, and thank you so much for those of you that do smash that like button, those of you that have subscribed, and those of you that do share on social media, I guess, I don't know, I hedonistically adapted to it. I now crave something more, and I guess what I'm craving is to know that I'm actually making a difference. I guess this boiled down to that whole Gary Vaynerchuk. If you guys aren't familiar, you definitely should check out his stuff on YouTube. And a big thing of what he's doing is to build a legacy, to be bigger than, to leave an impact, to make a difference, to have your life have meaning or matter. It seems like a good idea, and so I guess that's certainly something I found myself craving more and more, and it's something that I haven't actually been scratching that itch with yet. And so there's a handful of people I've personally tried to mentor. Sometimes it's worked out well, sometimes it hasn't, but one thing I haven't really got as part of the YouTube feedback loop is feedback on people that have actually been taking action from my content. And so I guess first off, this is a plea to jump in that comment section and let me know if I am making a difference in your life. Let me know if any of my videos are making a difference, and let me know which videos are actually making a difference. Because I guess part of the problem is right now I kind of feel like, well, I mean, like, I guess this is kind of what I feel like. I feel like, you know, people have been asking me, like, what is a house? Let's say, for example, I'm like, oh, this is a house right here. You got a roof, and you got some walls, and you got a door. And, like, that's what I kind of feel like I've done on my YouTube channel. I've shown you guys, this is a house. And now, like, I can get into more detail. I can, like, at this point in time, I can add more detail to the house. I can put a roof on it. I can give it some windows. I can, I don't know, give it like some flowers and shit. Those are flowers. And I don't know, I could give it like a garage or a laneway or both. It could have both actually. And that could be your garage door right there. And that could be your laneway. And this could be your, you know, your sidewalk. And you got your white picket fence. And bushes, those are bushes. And I can keep getting more and more into the details, but part of my fear is if the simplicity of drawing you the house didn't help, I'm not sure if adding all these details are really going to add a layer that's going to result in any more results. Does that make sense? I guess I struggle with what should I do next on my YouTube channel. Should I refine the stuff that I've currently already discussed? I think that I've said a lot of what there is to be said about how to BRRRR rental property, about how to buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat, to the point where people literally just BRRRR to me and stuff, and I kind of do get a kick out of that. But at the same time, has anyone actually BRRRR'd a property because of me? No, I'm actually asking, has anyone BRRRR'd a property because of me? Because if I've been, I think I must be at like 300 videos now on YouTube or close to it. A lot of those covered the BRRRR investing strategy, and I fear that no one's taking action on my shit, man. And if I'm not actually making a difference, like, what's the point, you know? I don't know. I guess it's something I've been struggling with a little bit. And this is not your guys' fault, but another problem is the YouTube algorithm. It hasn't been overly friendly to me lately. Me and Jeff's Cashflow Go show, between the internet cutouts, the YouTube app crashing, between, you know, people not getting notified of when we're going live, none of that created a reinforcing feedback loop either for us. So I guess that's another reason that you've seen me struggling on my YouTube channel is there was this moment when we started doing these live videos and I felt like we were really creating a connection. And then, I don't know, maybe I let you guys down, maybe the algorithm let us down, maybe I just said all that there is to be said and there's nothing more to be said on the subject. I don't know. You guys tell me. Yeah, I don't know. And it just kind of sucked to see the Cashflow Go show die that way, because there was a moment when it seemed like we were starting to really get momentum and stuff. We were getting like 30 peak concurrent and we were setting new records every week. And then it just stopped happening. And again, I get it. These are the most first world problems you've heard today. But that's what this is all about. So it's just the truth. So yeah, I don't know, it sucks to see the Cashflow Go show die the way it did, which was alone in a gutter, all alone, with like us and 5 concurrents. But at the same time, hopefully there's something you guys can take away from here. Hopefully there's a lesson. A lot of the shit I do, I talked about before on my YouTube channel, but like my history is just a history of failures. And it's just like, a ridiculous amount of failures, actually, when I think about it. Yeah, it's just a lot of failures. And at times, YouTube feels similar to that. It feels like a constant failure. And part of the problem is, I think, with YouTube, is there's no clear end date. When I'm negotiating on a property, there comes an end date. There's an end point in mind. And that end point is either I buy the property or someone else buys it, and we're done. I don't have to worry about that anymore. But with YouTube, it's just, there's constantly more to do. There's constantly more that can be done. There's constantly different avenues and approaches and techniques and A/B testing, and should I be advertising, and should I focus local, or should I go broad, or should I get more defined, should I pivot, should I? I don't know what I should do, guys. And again, that's probably actually like a theme for my entire life. And it's something I've sort of noticed too, is frequently, I've discussed this before on my channel, but the first 2 years of almost anything I love, because it's new, it's exciting, I'm learning, I'm growing. And then there comes a point where it becomes more about maintaining rather than growing. And the moment that starts happening, I definitely lose interest in a lot of my pursuits. And that's why my past is littered with failures, at least in part, is due to me chasing new. And I don't know, should I chase new now on YouTube? You guys tell me. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I guess, and YouTube's great for us having this conversation, and there's been amazing relationships and amazing things that have happened to me simply because of this. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm shitting on YouTube or I'm shitting on my audience, because the last 2 years, you guys have been extremely monumental into my personal growth. And I've been loving the personal growth I've seen from myself in certain aspects of my life. And I guess my fear is that if I focus just on refining the details of a lot of the stuff I've already presented to you guys, I'm not going to be making a difference, and I'm not going to be growing. And so I'm not making a difference. If I'm not growing, I mean, like, what is the point? I mean, what is the point, guys? If you guys could just jump in the comment section and tell me the meaning of life, the universe, and everything, that'd be so helpful. I could just really use that information right now. So just jump in the comment section and share with me, what is the answer? And please don't make it 42, because I'm already familiar with that answer, and that answer still is unsatisfying. Mainly because I don't know the question, I guess. But anyways, that's a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference. Go read the book if you haven't read it. But so I guess I've been feeling this sense of restlessness, this stir crazy. I've just been wanting something more, bigger, different. And I've been trying that in a bunch of different ways, but there's just constantly this fear of missing out. And a big part of that fear of missing out is following a lot of other YouTubers, a lot of other social media influencers. And so literally today, myself, Jeff Weibel, Peter, our cameraman, the Hungarian Experiment, and Matt Pichet, we all drove down to Windsor to meet up with another real estate investor who's crushing it in Windsor, Ontario. Shout out to Ben, if you're watching it, Ben the humble hustler, or Ben from Forte Real Estate, you may know him as. You're going to see way more of him in the future, I bet. It's just crazy. And so, like, we're driving down, we meet up with Ben. Ben's a hustler, a grinder. He's putting in the work. He's crushing it. And then, like, you get this sense of, like, holy shit, he's crushing it in ways that I haven't even started to crush, let alone get to the point of crushing it. I haven't even started to compress it, and he's already crushed it. And the sense of, like, oh my God, there's so much more for me to do. And I didn't think I had a lot of free time. And then, like, on the drive home, you know, we're all talking about how much Ben is crushing it. And then, like, Matt Pichet starts talking about how his fear of if he doesn't have a certain net worth by the age of 35, about how he's a failure, and Peter's worried about reaching financial independence, Jeff's God's McMansion and family thing, and it's just like, we all are so caught up in our own headspace, worried about what other people are doing. And, like, I guess part of the thing is, I don't even know what I want, and I flippantly make jokes about that, but it's actually, it's true to my core that I'm not sure what I want, and because of that, I'm not sure where to go. And so frequently what I find is I simply try and chase other people's paths, because well, I can't come up with a better path right now, so why not at least follow the path that worked for them? It seemed to work out pretty well for them, and that's kind of cool, but at the same time, it feels like I'm never fully navigating my own course, or I'm never charting my own course, or I don't, euphemisms or metaphors, synonyms, I don't know. Let's just switch. There's a lot more things I can talk to you about. One of the things that I've started to become concerned about is I'm starting to think that I actually understand sort of how prolific success works, or at least how prolific success might work for a person like me. And I think that that involves half-assing a lot of things, where you just overcommit to things and you just force yourself, back yourself into a corner, and you don't do a good job, but you do a job that's good enough, and then you move on to the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And what ends up happening is you stack up so many half-assed successes that they combine into a major success, because one or two things will pop off and the rest are still, it's still you're still accomplishing things. And so I guess like that wasn't very clear, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I think that one of the keys I've started realizing is that the frequency of your iterations, I believe, directly impacts your success rate. So if you're just constantly reiterating things and you're constantly experimenting, you're constantly tweaking, changing, making things count and moving forward, regardless of whether it's big steps, little steps, you're still making progress. And I think that that's huge. But at the same time, it kind of leads me to thinking that I just need to like literally run around with a chicken with my head cut off and just try and do a little bit of everything, and it'll all work out eventually in the end, rather than doubling down, rather than having a super narrow focus. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comment section down below if I'm making sense, because I'd love to get your feedback on all this, because I don't know, and the weird thing is, these dark side of financial independence videos, I originally would have thought would have bombed, it would have been terrible, that no one would want to watch, and then literally the first one was like the first video I ever had to really start getting traction all by itself without, you know, the Graham Stephan effect or another YouTuber shouting me out or something getting posted to Reddit. It just seemed to literally just kind of chug along all by itself. And I guess even with that being said, part of me subconsciously is aware of that, and I'm like, oh, well, like this is the time that you drop the ball on these dark side of the financial independence videos, and this is the time everyone hates them and calls you out for being a complainy pants first worlder that literally has the world on a string and is complaining about the string burn from having the world on a string. That's how the Frank Sinatra song goes, right? I got the world on a string, I think, I hope. And I guess like talking about all the half-started projects and shit that I mentioned before, like, and trying to like increase the frequency of iterations to force growth and cause myself to grow, that's a big part of what this OREC 2018 is. And at times I think I'm a genius and that we're going to do this and we're going to pull it off, and we're going to have a conference in Southwestern Ontario, the largest real estate conference in Southwestern Ontario with 500 plus attendees, and I'm going to get to talk on stage in front of a crowd of 500 people, and it's going to be amazing. And other times I'm like, Jeff, we got like 57 days and we've sold like 20 tickets. Is it time to panic yet? Because part of me just wants to panic. And then part of me is like, I don't even got time to panic. I need to move on to the next thing. I literally, there's more than two. There's 4 legal contracts I'm supposed to sign tonight. I should have signed them already this weekend, and I still haven't done them yet. And it's because I'm procrastinating. And part of the reason I'm procrastinating is I feel like I just got too much stuff going on in every sphere, and so it's too easy to pick something up, get familiar and be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's not super urgent. Then pick up the next thing and be like, okay, yeah, I remember. And by the time you're done just catching yourself up on the things you're supposed to do, you've literally done nothing rather than just starting. And again, I know it's first world problem. I know I should just start doing shit, just start, but like, how do you guys prioritize? How do you guys decide what's important to you, and what's important today versus what's important tomorrow versus what's important 5 years from now, and how you weight those things? How do you be an adult? Could you guys, if you guys got Cole's notes version of how to be an adult, I'd really appreciate it. And kids, ask your parents what Cole's notes are. But yeah, I don't know. And so like, There's things like OREC, which, sidebar, it'd be super cool if you guys bought tickets. You can use my code McKeever, all lowercase, and you'll get 25% off your tickets, only $75 when you use my coupon. And part of me is like, that's fucking cool that I'm hosting a real estate conference and I got a coupon code and I just told you guys to use that coupon code. And odds are at least one person watching this video will use that coupon code. How insane is that? I'm Matt McKeever, I'm a nobody, and I'm doing that shit. And it's literally just because I decided, yeah, I'm going to do that shit. But then part of me is like, who the hell are you? You're just Matt McKeever and you just decided to do this shit. And now you're acting like somebody because you got a coupon code, but you set up that coupon code yourself. And I'm like, yeah, I am a giant phony. I don't know. I don't know, guys. And I guess I'm trying to be a little bit more gregarious and a little bit more outgoing in this video to make it seem way less depressing than the other videos. But I don't know. And then I guess like another big thing that we haven't even talked about yet, I barely even talked about on my channel, is I have never sold a real estate property in my entire life as of the shooting of this video. And yet I put up like 90% of my real estate portfolio for sale in theory. Now, I may only sell a couple properties, I may sell almost all but 3. I don't know, it's gonna be somewhere between 2 properties and probably call it between 2 and like 13 I'm considering selling. And there's so much to unpack just in that in and of itself. I mean, part of the reason that I'm thinking about selling is that I want to free up the mental bandwidth so I can do more of this stuff with you, so I can spend more time building the wholesale business. And that's another half-finished project, and I want to start a wholesaling real estate course, and I want to do this, and I want to go on a book tour, but I gotta write a book. And I don't know where to begin, let alone where to end. Like, for real, I don't know where to begin on almost anything. And it's one of those things where, like, absolutely, first world problem, I literally just have a plethora of choices and can't make up my mind on what choice to commit to. And it's absurd the amount of first world problems I present to you guys, and I really do appreciate you guys listening to it. But these are also, like, literally the only problems I got. And then, yeah, so like talking about selling my real estate portfolio, part of me is like, oh my God, but like that's who you are. You're the real estate guy. You're the real estate guru, or you're at least a real estate guru, I think. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe everyone's just watching and laughing at me. But if I am a real estate guru, does selling a significant portion of my portfolio, does that change the dynamic? Does that make me a sellout or does that make me a hypocrite if I sell a bunch of my portfolio and I'm still telling you guys to invest in real estate? I still think investing in real estate is a good idea. I'm just not sure if it's the right thing for me right now. But if I'm not practicing what I preach, does that make me an inauthentic preacher? I don't know. I would love to know your opinion in the comment section though. And part of the reason that I'm doing that is I want to do bigger things. I want to build a building. I want to build a 12-story building here in London, Ontario. I want to build condos. Because I haven't done it before. That seems like a terrible reason to do it. I want to build that building because I want to make an impact on the skyline. That sounds like also a terrible idea to do it. I want to do it because I think it's a way that I might make even more money faster. Is that a good reason? I don't know. I really don't know, guys. I don't know a lot of things. I guess one thing I'd like you to take away from this video, if you're only going to take one thing away, is understand that this guy knows next to nothing. This is Jon Snow. I know nothing right now. And part of the weird thing is, I feel like the more I learn, the more I realize I know nothing. And then there's the FOMO that I was talking about, me and Matt Fanshawe were talking about in the back of Jeff's Audi on the drive home from Windsor after we met Ben, who's crushing it in real estate on a level that's not even comparable to my level of real estate. And we were born in the same year, and Ben seems like a very amazing guy in general. So he seems like just a nice person. He seems like he's doing better in real estate than me. What do I got up on Ben? It sounds like I got nothing. And it's true. And then I listened to like Tim Ferriss' podcast, and in the episode of the Tim Ferriss podcast, and there's someone out there doing life. If they're not doing all of life better than me, they're definitely doing life a lot better, at least in a couple silos than I am. But then there's the occasional Tim Ferriss or Joe Rogan guest that's literally doing life better than you in every aspect of life. Every goddamn aspect of life, they're better than you. I'm not even being facetious. They literally are And it's like, yeah. And it's like, well, should I sell all my real estate and focus on just becoming better at life? Should I focus on life for a while and get better at that? I don't know. Should I? Tell me in the comment section what I should do, guys. And then on the other flip side of the coin, I got buddies like Michael Rosehart there joining YouTube just now. They're trying to make a dent, and they're complaining to me about how they can't get anywhere and about how hard it is to get their first 100 subscribers. And I'm like, dude, I remember that pain. Fuck, I can't even get close to 10,000. And it's weird, that hedonistic treadmill, that hedonistic adaptation that we have towards just adapting to whatever our surroundings are. I feel like I'm literally that goldfish that grows the size of his bowl. And part of me feels like I need to constantly be putting myself into new, unusual surroundings because it's going to force myself to grow and to fill up that space. But then part of me is like, is that even the goal of life? Is simply to... what's the goal of life? I'd love for you guys to tell me in the comment section down below. And then I'd be lying if... I've talked about it earlier on, I think, episode 1 of the Dark Side of Financial Independence, about how real estate is kind of an easy cop-out when you reach financial independence, because people at least understand real estate. They understand landlording. So when you're like, I quit my day job to become a landlord, they're like, oh, okay, but like really all he did was take one job and replace it with a self-made. And they're like, really all he did was create a new job to replace his old job. It's just that his new job, he's kind of self-employed, but he's got a lot of stress, so that's cool. Whereas being the dude with just a bunch of money in the bank, or a stock portfolio, or a hard money lending portfolio, or a private mortgage portfolio, that person sounds way more truly retired. And so I'd be lying if I didn't say part of me was afraid of the ego hit I might take about not being the prolific landlord, by not often being one of the larger landlords in the room. What if I was just the dude that had a couple duplexes and then a 6 stock portfolio? It's way weirder to brag to you guys, or humble brag to you guys, about my stock portfolio than it is a real estate portfolio. I don't know. It does though, right? It seems way more socially acceptable to talk about my real estate portfolio than my stock portfolio. And I'm not, I don't know. Maybe I sell off all my real estate and then I go back in and I rebuild it all over again, like Michael Rosehart's currently doing. And then, was that just an exercise in futility? Was that me rebalancing things? Was that... I literally don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue. I have 0 clues. And then, I guess like on a more personal note, you know, I've recently been trying to drop a lot of bad habits, and I've succeeded well in some areas. I've tread water in others, struggled with some, and yeah, that's the thing. So, in the interest of being completely honest, I haven't drank since the end of December, so it's been like just a little. And so, on the subject matter, or in the interest of being fully open with you guys as well, I've recently been re-examining a lot of my habits, trying to drop the bad habits, pick up good habits, substitute, replace, all that good stuff, and had varying degrees of success. I haven't drank alcohol in 3 months. I'm not saying if you drink alcohol that that's a bad habit. I'm just saying that with my financial independence and my preconditioned experiences with alcohol, it resulted in a bad habit for myself. And so dropping it definitely has added net value to my life. But it was also a way for me to like turn my brain off. And I definitely don't turn my brain off the same way these days. That's a thing. I'm not even sure where I'm going with this conversation. I'm just trying to be super open and honest with you guys. Yeah, I don't even know. But definitely at points my drinking went too far. It definitely went too far. So it feels good to have not gone too far in the last 3 months. That feels like a positive. But it's not the sort of positive that's appreciated or celebrated the same way as closing the next deal is, or getting this for 70% of ask, or things like that. And is it appropriate to share that with you guys? I don't even know. And then For the last 6 weeks, I've been eating a plant-based diet, so doing the vegan thing. Again, I've been enjoying it. I'm not saying that eating meat makes you a bad thing. I'm not getting into the ethics or the health or the whatever. All I know is that I'm a very rules-oriented individual, and one of the best ways for me to eat healthier, to eat a whole foods diet, was simply to create a set of restrictions on my diet that essentially forced me mainly to eat healthy, other than Oreos and Swedish berries. I eat way too many of those, but that's, I guess this is the right time to talk about it. I still binge eat too much junk food, guys. That's the thing. It's not, I don't think it's a major thing, but it's not a good thing. This video is gonna be so long and so weird, and I so appreciate the 3 of you that watched it to the end. Hi, Kellen. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what. And then I wonder, is there more bad habits I should be dropping? Something I haven't talked about too often on my YouTube channel, but if you dug really deep, you'd probably find all sorts of references and hints towards it. I smoke a lot of weed, a lot of ganja, a lot of cannabis, a lot of Mary Jane, whatever you want to call it. And with my dropping of alcohol, my weed consumption definitely has not gone down, unless I've been actively focused on bringing it down. I've started definitely using it a bit as a crutch towards indulging in my more lazier habits, but then part of me is like, I don't know, should I be productive all the time? Should I be grinding all the time like Gary Vee? Should I be 10xing it like Grant Cardone every day? Because I could. I literally could do that, guys, but I don't know if I should. When do you decide is enough grinding, and when do you decide to double down and do more? Is it just if you're having fun with it? Is it if you need the rewards from it? Is it just if it fits into your 5-year plan? Because I don't have a 5-year plan. I mean, again, these are so first world problems, and I get it that you may be in a much shittier position than myself currently. And to be honest, I'm not even sure why you're watching my video. If you are, I'm sorry that you had to hear me ramble on and on. I adamantly am, because I get it how this could literally seem like one really long humble brag about how awesome my life is, and it is awesome in ways, but it's still totally unsatisfying in other ways. You know, like there's a part of me that just wants to take the next month off, get high, binge eat junk food, and binge video games and Netflix for a month straight. And there's another aspect of me that wants to start working out every day and wants to never eat another Oreo or Swedish berry or any processed sugar and just double down on being healthy. And then there's part of me that's like, motherfucker, do you remember that we got to sell 500 of these OREC tickets? And another part of me that's like, you haven't even uploaded on YouTube a good video in like forever. Your fans are about to drop you any moment right now. And I'm just like, that's my head at all times. Guys, how do you be an adult? Please tell me in the comment section down below, because I barely understand how to be me, let alone an adult. Yeah, I don't know. And also, this has been a very one-way conversation. I apologize for that. What the hell's going on in your life? Let me know in the comment section down below. And actually, one thing that I've been thinking about, actually this is something that's going to get me a little bit pumped up now. One thing I've been thinking about is the idea of doing like an accountability live stream once a week on my YouTube channel, where I literally just talk about my struggles and successes. And then if you guys consistently jump in the comment section, we'll talk about your struggles and successes as well. Is that something you get value from? I think it's something I get value from, so I'm leaning towards doing it, but at the same time, I'm scared about screwing up my YouTube following, but then I haven't been posting frequently enough, so I've probably already screwed it up and the algorithm hates me, and oh my god, I don't know what to do. Like, for real, I don't know what to do. For real. But yeah, I don't know. What? What? I don't know, guys. So, yeah, I don't know. And also part of me is like, I'm so stressed out about trying to grind and hustle to the next level. Is it even worth it? Should I just sell everything off? I could probably sell everything off, go move to Costa Rica, and never do a thing again in my life, except for love the weather there. And am I crazy for not doing that? Would you guys do that? What dollar amount would you just completely drop everything and leave? Should I drop everything and leave? Should I become a travel vlogger? I don't know. Part of me is like, let's build a camper van, or let's finish the RV project that you half started almost a year ago now, bud. And let's do that. Let's make that a thing. Let's travel around North America. Let's travel around the Americas. And part of me is like, yeah, that sounds amazing, but how would I keep on my YouTube channel? And like, I'm not going to be growing my real estate portfolio, and I won't be able to network, and I won't be able to give talks on real estate. We still got 500 tickets to sell. I'm like, yeah, guys. Yeah. And then part of me is like, you guys want to get super real? My social life, I don't know. My social life is either the most active or the most lacking, depending on your definition of it. I mainly only ever hang out with cool, interesting people, but we're almost always hustling or talking about our hustles. Is that fun? I don't even know that my definition of fun anymore. What is your definition of fun? Please define for me fun so that I can know whether I'm having fun or whether I'm working. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And then like, I essentially have no dating life to speak of. Part of that self-imposed, part of that inertia, laziness, whatever you want to call it. Part of me's really cool with that, because I'm like, I gotta focus on the grind and hustle anyways, and I don't got time. And part of me's like, but isn't the point to just, I don't know. I don't know. It seemed like adults, when I was growing up, they always actually knew shit. All I know is what I don't know these days. I barely know anything, but the one thing I do know is that I know nothing Jon Snow. I mean, Game of Thrones is about to end soon. And after that last season's out, then my life literally has no meaning. What am I supposed to wait for? That's my favorite TV show, guys. And TV's a huge part of who we are as human beings now, right? I think. I don't know. Aren't you the media you can do? I don't know. And I haven't read a book in a long time. I used to love reading. I don't. Is that because I'm too busy doing other things I like? Is it because I'm too busy doing things I don't like? Is it just that I forgot reading was a thing? I don't know. I literally don't know. And the entire time I'm shooting this video, I'm wondering if my neighbors below me think I'm a crazy moron, because they can hear me probably through the heating ducts. And you guys thought this seemed like a crazy conversation. What if you didn't even know there was a camera involved? Now that's a crazy conversation. And yeah, actually, I don't know. I barely know how to end this video. Go buy those OREC tickets so I can stop panicking that I need to sell 500. If you and your 500 closest bros could all just buy a ticket, that'd like reduce at least one thing from my to-do list. If you and your 500 best bros then would buy all my real estate, that would also reduce a thing from my to-do list. And if you and your 500 bros would all subscribe to Michael Rosart, that'd probably stop him from DMing me at like 2 a.m. in the morning on Facebook Messenger complaining about how he has no subscribers. That would help me too. Turns out if I could just outsource my entire life to you, it sounds like I would solve all my problems. Sadly, I don't think that would actually work though. I don't think I can outsource all my problems. And part of this is that hedonistic treadmill that we started talking at the top of the show, that no matter what, I'm going to adapt to it, right? So, okay, cool, we pull this off. Then next year, I'm going to decide that I need 10,000 people out to my real estate conference. Or I'm going to decide, once I hit 10,000 subscribers, that I need 50,000. Or that I need to get, there's always something more. There's always more, guys. We live in a universe that's infinitely expanding. My hedonistic adaptability, I forgot how words work. My hedonistic adaptability expands at the same rate the universe, I feel like. Where no matter what, life is a sequence of unsatisfying events, punctured by the occasional success. That was off the top of my head. No idea if that was cognizantly consistent. Cognizantly relevant? Words. I don't do words. I do rambling. What the fuck am I doing with my life? And what the fuck are you doing with your life? Tell me in the comment section down below. Smash that like button if you want to see me ramble on like a madman more often. Check out my other YouTube videos because it would give me an ego boost. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. But if you're not already subscribed, I highly doubt you made it through this entire video. Yeah. If you made it through this entire video and you're not a sub of mine, you have to tell me in the comments how you made it through this entire video without subscribing to my channel. That seems weird. And until next time, remember, making money is a team sport. There's more than enough money in this world for us to all make it, but if you're not saving it, what's the point? But on a greater level, I mean, like, what's the point to life, the universe, and everything? It's not 42. Douglas Adams is a motherfucker liar. Bye? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know.